I will start my operations here and pull the rebels apart piece by piece. They'll be the architects of their own destruction.
I love you.
Fuck off.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Now get your 7'2" asthmatic ass back here, or I'm gonna tell everyone what a whiny bitch you were about Panamami or Panda Bear or whatever the hell her name is.
Yeah, Darth Vader's a whiny fucking bitch with asthma. So, yeah. Oh, hold on. Sorry, my bad.
Dick. I said, don't put me on screen first, and then he decides to mute me instead.
I'm having, man, damn it. I've said it on every damn show I've been on because I'm having a tech issue and I can't figure it out. And I keep forgetting. And so I
should have paid attention, so you get. It's in
a-
front of me too. I can tell if I'm muted or not. So.
Man,
my fault.
man,
It's
Wade.
my fault.
Man.
But hey, everybody. Yeah, welcome to Star Wars Shit Show, The Mad Batch. What is up, Dagan? Hey, man. We're going
I
to
have
talk.
an update.
Oh, okay.
I have
Go
an
ahead.
update. I told you I showed it off last week.
Damn
Did you
it.
get him?
Wait, which ones didn't I have last time?
I think you were
Wrecker-
missing. Well, definitely Omega. Did you not have Hunter?
I had Hunter, I think. Well, anyways, here, we'll go through them all. Here's Crosshair.
Yes, that's the one I
Ooh.
want.
Here's Crosshair.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh no, I guess I just took off my headphone. Hang on.
Can you take the mask off too, or
Boom,
no?
Got it. There we go. Here we go. Wrecker. I did not get Omega. Omega is still pre-ordered.
No one wants Omega anyway, dude.
I want
Omega.
I think it would be cool if you could like take their helmets off. I don't really know anything about the pop.
No, they're
thingies.
bobbleheads.
Hey, Manny, what's up, bud? Thanks for joining us.
Tech.
Was that cool?
Tech is pretty cool.
That is cool, yeah. I like Tech a lot, man.
Echo.
Oh, yeah. Is there an Echo in here? Yes, there is.
And Hunter. So yeah, I got the whole Mad Batch now, except for Echo, who I'm missing.
Hell yeah, dude! Give it up for Sean, everybody.
I know. I'm a big
He worked
fan
hard,
of this show.
and then he went to the fucking store and he bought.
Well, actually,
You order those online. You can't find those in stores.
I ordered that on Amazon. But you know, this show's awesome, and I'm very surprised with how much I love this show. And so I'm ready for all the merch. I want Omega everything. I want Bad Batch everything.
Dude,
I love this show.
One of the best reasons that this episode was the best one of this season so far is because Omega was barely in it, dude. I was sitting there going, dude, this is amazing. It has to be because I love Rebels. And then I'm like, when Omega enters the episode, I'm like, it is a lot like Rebels. Omega not being in it is why I'm enjoying it so much. And then this is my favorite part. It's my bedroom and all this shit.
I loved it.
I thought it was so cute, and I love that. Even though we only got a snippet of, I mean, we're gonna go dive deep into this episode definitely, but like even the snippet of spoiler alert, like Hera and Chopper were in this episode, which is fucking amazing. That we got to see like Omega like giving her a tour and like them kind of talking about her like passion, which is flying. So it's kind of cool that she got to see this like type of ship and everything, because now we're like seeing like where her love came from like all of this kind of in a sense too.
Yeah. This was great. I love Hera, and when I realized that was Hera, I was like fucking flipping out and shit. And then they were like, Chopper, and then I'm like, fuck, man, this is like half as bad as Omega being on the fucking show. But
whoa! You don't like Chopper?
Chopper's my favorite droid.
I am not a fan of Chopper. No,
he's my favorite droid because I love his attitude.
Because I didn't.
No, I didn't.
I was wondering if Chopper was voiced by Dave in this as well.
Oh, I actually don't know. Okay, well, Heather was definitely voiced by someone different because she had an accent.
Yeah.
Wade and I was confused by that.
We were talking about this before the show. My thought is that it's because she's still like young and on the planet and immersed in the culture, so she still has, because that's how people in Ryloth sound. So I assume
never mind. I can't say that because the time period is long past where we're at now. So never mind. I was going to talk about the hissing girl from Mando. And be like, well, she didn't have a French accent. But then I was like, well, this is a long time after. Yeah, if Hera lost her fucking accent, then of course this.
Yeah.
Speaking of young kids on this show, am I crazy or was the little girl from Clone Wars in this episode? Does anybody seen Clone Wars?
I haven't. Yeah. The movie or the movie or the show?
The show.
Doesn't matter. I haven't seen either. So
the first season of Clone Wars has a great 3-parter that is all about liberating Ryloth from the Separatists, and it follows the attack from there's a space battle, then there's a kind of battle on the outskirts, and then there's a battle in the city. And in the episode where there's a battle in the outskirts in one of the small towns, 2 of the clones meet this little girl who wears this hat. I think she wears a hat at one point. There's this little girl, this little Twi'lek girl who yeah, I think her name is Una in the episode. But I could have sworn in the shots of the crowds at the beginning that she was in there. There was a little Twi'lek girl at the beginning of the episode with a hat, and I'm pretty sure that was her.
I mean, they're tying all this stuff together, so it probably was, and it's probably just a little Easter egg. I mean, that's my thing is though too, my favorite. I mean, then again, I have not seen Clone Wars, but my favorite animated Star Wars show, and one of my favorite, my favorite animated Star Wars show is Rebels, and so it was so cool to see it getting all tied in together, and it's just so epic. Now it just really makes me think that we're gonna see these people in live action.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna see Hera in live action, which I would fucking love.
Now is Captain the clone captain, who seems like a decent person that was introduced in this episode.
Well, I think he was just being a snarky asshole, but I knew what he could do.
No, I got vibes like he's a good.
Oh no, you're thinking about you're thinking of the clone guy. Yeah. You're thinking of the guy that was in the okay. Yeah, sorry, I thought you were thinking of the.
Sean, I'm mostly asking you, dude.
Yeah,
because
I don't know his name.
Star Wars.
Sorry, I'm looking for Numa in Bad Batch. What did you ask?
Gosh, Bad Batch. What was the clone captain's name
in this episode?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Motherfucker.
He was a nice guy, and you could tell he was just following orders and doing what he was told to do.
Well, yeah, I think we're building to
Captain Hauser.
Captain Hauser? I don't recognize it.
It just hit me because when they said Captain Hauser, I was like, dude, I know, he's in the fucking Star Wars somewhere down the road, but it just hit me when I Googled it. It's because of Arnold Schwarzenegger's character name in Total Recall. Why I was like, Hauser, I've heard that before.
It is, yeah. It is.
Captain Walter Hauser. I don't know, man. Is a captain higher rank than a major?
You're asking the wrong person.
No, major is captain. My mind went back to Band of Brothers, and Captain Winter's got a promotion to major. So, yeah.
This is the only appearance of him in Star Wars so far. I was actually curious when I was watching, but it kind of...
He's going to be somebody in the future, and he's going to be on the good side, too.
Well, that's kind of what I feel like we're leading to, is the clone rebellion on Kamino that was stripped from canon when they did the whole, Legends thing. But presumably it would still happen. And I think we're kind of starting to see that, where this guy's like, hey, I don't agree with what we're doing. And I think that shows that other clones will probably have a similar moment that will lead to maybe a whole uprising on Kamino, which would be really cool to see. And I really hope that's where we're going with that. So
that'll be next season. So
maybe.
There's no way in hell this is only one season. It's going far too slow.
Yeah, probably.
I'm starting to think that it's not one season. It's definitely got to be at least another one, because we have 5 episodes left.
Yeah.
And obviously the Bad Batch were barely in this episode, but which I enjoyed so much because it was giving us more of a backdrop of what else is going on while they're in hiding, in a sense. So we're kind of seeing Thank God for Sid. We would have never got to see her if it wasn't for Sid, guys. Just throwing that out there.
But it's interesting that, like, this whole time they've been trying to make money to pay Sid off so they weren't beholden to her. They paid her off last episode.
That is true.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. But you know why, though? Because I bet you they knew that they were going to, like, help someone, probably. Like, actually help someone in need. But then again, who knows? Actually, they probably don't know that, because if someone's like, hey, I need a bunch of weapons, I mean, I probably would be like, well, you're probably not the best, like, the nicest person. Like,
Manny, I think we'll probably get Ahsoka. It's Dave Filoni. You always get Ahsoka with Dave. There's no, there is no Dave Filoni without Ahsoka. So if there's a season 2, I mean, she might still show up in this season. Who knows? But you know, I'd love to see Ahsoka in this show, because then at least she'll be played by Ashley Eckstein.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Was my big thing with The Mandalorian. I was like, it's cool to see Ahsoka again. Boy, do I not like Rosario Dawson in the role.
Yeah.
No, because I'm just an
She was
Ashley
awesome
Eckstein.
in, you know, she was cool in Death Proof. I mean, she got the final scene of the fucking movie. Well, the second to final scene, you know, because
that's one of my favorite movies, so don't talk bad about it at all.
The girls are all jumping around, and it's
no, Rosario Dawson is awesome though. But I get what you mean. I mean, especially if you come from, I started Rebels later than like everyone else. Like I wasn't watching it when it first came out. So like I get what you mean by that. Yeah. That you wanted the person that you originally knew and like pictured would play her doesn't end up playing her. Like when I found out that Rosario Dawson was playing her, I was like, that's perfect. But I also wasn't like the diehard fan that was just like, no, Ashley has to be playing her because she did the voices. Like in my head, I know who the chick is because I've seen her in actual things, but
I'm not against Rosario Dawson. Well, I was pretty against it when the episode aired. If I remember, if you go back and watch our coverage of the episode, I was pretty upset. But
you were more upset than me, but I wasn't happy either. So
I've since mellowed on it. I'm fine, whatever. They're going to use Rosario Dawson in the future for live action.
I got more intense about it. I think it's bullshit. I'm mad.
But I think what really set me off is, sorry, we're talking about Mandalorian now, but I'm still not over this, is that it was the comparison of Rosario Dawson coming in to play Ahsoka, but we had Bo-Katan being played by why can't I think? Katie Sackhoff.
Yeah.
Literally Bo-Katan, like an episode ago, had just come to life before my eyes on screen. By the same, it sounded exactly the same.
Well, it's also because she kind of looks like the character, though, too.
Yeah.
So, like,
but which is why I'm like, okay, I understand why.
Then again,
why you bring in Rosario Dawson to do it. It's what I really wish they'd done is they dubbed Rosario Dawson over with Ashley Eckstein. I don't know if it would have worked for the long term, but it worked really well in Solo when they did it that one time. So, I can spoil Solo on this show, right? When Maul shows up and they dubbed over the actor with Sam Witwer.
Yeah,
it was the actor from The Phantom Menace with the lines dubbed over by Sam Witwer.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize that.
Yeah,
because that's the voice that everybody knows Maul as now, is Sam Witwer.
Yeah, true. Ooh, who do you guys think could be Ezra?
Mina Massoud would be perfect as
I gotta look up, but why can't I think of who that is off the top of my head?
Aladdin,
didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. And I didn't like that movie, but I didn't think it was.
Oh, you know who I think? Did you guys watch The Haunting of Bly Manor?
Yeah.
What was the cook name?
Oh, Rahul Kohli.
Yeah, he is obsessed with Star Wars and like he wants that role.
He stirred the pot a lot, and I loved it. I love him.
I did
too.
He'd be
great as well. As long as we don't see him do more than the voice actor does. Same thing with Sabine. Yeah. Mina is basically all but confirmed. I mean, he'd be great, I think. My issues with Aladdin were not him. I think it was more like
I don't need to rehash it, dude. Sean knows my absolute fucking loathing for bullshit fucking Disney animated fucking stupid shit, dude.
We're talking about the remake, Wade.
All fucking stupid.
Yeah. Well, spoiler alert. I have
fucking Disney animated bullshit, fucking singing, fucking stupid Disney animated shit, dude. Who cares? It's all.
I haven't seen it, but it's okay. Give me a Schmodown question on it. I've studied up on it. I know Guy Ritchie directed that, so it's all that matters. So
yeah, and they butchered all the songs. Anyways,
and Will Smith is the genie.
He was he was not terrible in it. Anyways,
that was my downfall. I was like, oh, well, then again, you couldn't get Robin Williams, so it's nothing you could do. But
no. Where the fuck were we?
Sorry, we were just like talking about live action people. We're not even talking about the episode today, but that's okay because I like fan casting people. So
yeah, no shit, hell yeah. But
who no, can I guys. I can taste it.
You guys still think Crosshair is going to change over to the dude? Come on, there's no.
I don't know now. I don't know. I'm now kind of lost hope with that because we're not seeing him as much. I thought if we saw him as much, we would maybe see like some conflict or something. Not conflict, but like just see more of him to like, if he was more involved in the show, then I think definitely he would end up coming to the light side. But I don't know now. Maybe that will be the cliffhanger of end of season 1.
He's got a gun on Omega and we don't know what he's going to do.
Did you just spoil the show for me?
I will say, when the credits roll on the last episode, written by Sean, so the last episode of the season, a surprising amount of Ben Solo in the last episode for a time period when he wasn't born yet. But you let me write an episode, that's what you get.
You and your fucking obsession with Kylo Ren, dude.
He's a great character.
He is, but fucking. Yeah. Ryan Johnson butchered him.
Oh man, he was a whiny bitch in that.
What do you mean? He's his best movie.
Fucking Star Wars is.
Oh my.
No, okay, no. I will say, I've learned. Okay, he was a whiny bitch too, so that's where he got it from his grandfather. But but no, I've definitely grown to appreciate and like The Last Jedi more that I've seen it, and the more I just think about how pissed off I was by The Rise of Skywalker. So maybe that's why.
The movie's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah. I mean, we won't get into that whole spiel of everything, but like, at least with this, like you guys said too, like, especially, and I think, Sean, you've said it in the past, like, animation takes so much time to make. So this has definitely been like planned out. They know what they're doing with this. I'm starting to think there's definitely going to be another season. I don't know how many seasons, but I can see there at least being one more season.
Yeah.
Because another season next year is going to be crazy.
What did you say?
Better be.
If there's another season next year, will be crazy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah, you're right. So maybe, I don't know then. You know what? Maybe this will just be one season, and then maybe we'll see these characters. Am I echoing? Sorry.
I don't hear anything.
Maybe through Wade? Hello?
Hello?
I don't hear an echo.
Oh, okay, I think we're good.
I don't wear my AirPods anymore because they won't connect to my laptop. I don't know what to do. So, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would love to see these characters in live action in the Boba Fett show. And I think this would be the perfect show to tie in with that. Because, I mean, The Mandalorian did it, but I think this would be the perfect show to do that with. But nowadays, I don't know. Everyone at Lucasfilm and Disney, they just keep surprising me. So I have no idea what they're gonna do.
They sure make some decisions over at Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
You would not think that Disney ran Lucasfilm with the way they run Marvel Studios. Well, I guess Disney doesn't run Marvel Studios, and maybe that's why Marvel Studios does it so well, is because they're very independent.
True.
Yeah. And they have a solid team. But like, I'm not gonna shit talk them because I love Star Wars, but
now, if there is a season 2, what are the chances we see Vader in it? And
he'll show up.
Pressure Vader, like just getting used to his suit still, and
I was thinking that. Yeah, why we haven't even no one's even mentioned him.
These fucking Skywalkers won't leave me alone. They're everywhere. Oh yeah, I'm sure we'll see him. I'm sure at least it would make sense in this show if a Skywalker showed up. I'll give you that. At least it would make sense.
But he's not. He's Darth Vader now. He's no longer Anakin.
Okay, well that's a whole other conversation. But you're just wrong. You're just wrong. But
yeah, no, I know what you mean. I mean, it is kind of nice that no matter what, it's still all tied in. Yeah. I don't give me a Skywalker because I don't care, because no matter what, all of these shows and everything we've gotten thus far is all tied in together, and I love that. Some people might not, but I truly enjoy. I can't think of the word I'm trying to say. but I know it's probably a word I can't even pronounce anyway, so I'm not even gonna try. But I just love like continuations of like I just love how they branch everything together. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me.
I do like it too. I do want to bring up what Dagan just said. Can you just pop that on screen?
Yes.
So that is the exact thing I don't want. I don't want Vader to just show up like he did in Rogue One, where he's just like, we got to have the cool action scene, because
that was badass though.
It sucked. I hate it. I hate that scene in Rogue One so much. Because
I love Rogue One. I think it's so much better. So it was like one of the coolest scenes I've ever seen, I think. So
okay, without getting too into it, I think that scene has the same issue that the Luke Skywalker scene in The Mandalorian has.
Okay.
Anyways, the thing about Vader in this time period is that if you read the comics, Vader is still very much Anakin Skywalker at this point. In the comics, there's a great run by Charles Soule that is all about Vader going to Mustafar and building his palace there in an attempt to bring Padme back from the dead.
Yeah.
Like Vader at this point is very much, he has not given in to being this robot yet. He still is holding on, and he's having flashbacks of Obi-Wan and all this stuff. So
dude, give me that. I want to see that online.
You should go read the comic because it's really good. It is the best use of Darth Vader since the original trilogy.
All right, dude, definitely put that on the private chat then at some point. I'm not really a comic book reader, but I want to read that because that sounds so damn good.
And Charles Soule is one of the best writers to ever write on Star Wars. So just anything he writes is usually fantastic. Him and Claudia Gray, Kevin Scott's really good. Anyways, I really don't want him to just show up and be, I am the robot of death. Because that really diminishes Darth Vader. That's the opposite of what I want. Like, everybody's always like, I really want to see the R-rated Darth Vader slaughtering a bunch of people. And I get it. And if it happens, it's cool. It's not for me, right? But that's not the Vader that I find super compelling and interesting, personally.
Yeah, I like the more controversial, like, going back and forth, like...
Yeah, the conflict. Yeah. But I do think in Bad Batch, at least, it would actually be very strange if he showed up like that. Just because of what the comics have set up Vader's mindset is at this time point. But Dave Filoni doesn't seem to give a fuck about any of the extended canon. So who knows? He might be like, nah, my Vader at this point is a... And you know what? That is the most Lucas Apprentice thing that could happen. Because Lucas also did not give a fuck what other people said about Star Wars. And whenever people are like, man, I really wish they hadn't thrown out Legends because Lucas, he cared about... No, he didn't. Lucas hated Legends, and he was like, that shit didn't happen in my Star Wars. In my Star Wars, we fucking move on right past that as if it never happened. So I do think Dave Filoni not really giving a shit about the comics and the books and stuff.
Yeah, no, I don't think he does either, to be honest.
From where he came from, you know.
Yeah.
He is the fucking perfect heir to the George Lucas throne, in all the good ways and the bad ways, I would say.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree on that. I mean, dude, he brought back one of my favorite Rebels like characters in this episode, which I thought was
good,
so good. And I mean, if you were gonna do it, that was the perfect way to do it. I personally think, like, I agree. And I kind of liked too that, like, honestly, at first I was like, are we not even going to see the Bad Batch at all in this episode? And that kind of would have pissed me off if we didn't, because I would have been like, what's the point of this? But the fact that we do, like, they are there for a purpose, because they're pretty much Hera's story is, like, and her family and her planet were more of the center point of this episode. And it's just showing what the Bad Batch have been doing, like their little missions and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But we didn't get to see the mission this time, which I'm thankful for, because we see the mission every single week. So it was kind of nice just to, like, see them, like, be kind of on the back burner, but still in the episode in a sense too. And Crosshair was in this episode too. Like, we're seeing, like, that man, I really don't think he's coming back. No. Like, he is, wow. Like, literally was trying to kill, like, he does not care.
Well, Vader did some pretty terrible stuff.
I still want to see the footage of Vader killing the younglings. I still want to see it, dude.
Vader slaughtered a room full of children.
What I want.
Yeah, no, that is true. Yeah.
I want
Ben Solo killed his dad.
And then, I want his black hood up. I want his eyes yellow. I want tears running down his face as he just fucking wipes them down with his lightsaber. And they're crying, Master Anakin, Master Skywalker, whatever, fucking, and he's just raging out, tears down his face, yellow eyes, just fucking slashing.
Well, he was never really a master, was he? He was on that.
No, but they still call him.
They would refer to him as Master.
Okay.
In that scene, they call him Master Skywalker. What are we going to do? And then it just cuts to his face, and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill all of you. I don't know what you guys are gonna do."
I want to see that, man. That would be cool.
This episode felt the most like a Clone Wars episode to me for what Paige was just talking about. It had fucking nothing to do with the Bad Batch. And a lot of Clone Wars episodes had fucking nothing to do with any of the main characters of the Clone Wars. There were a lot of episodes of Clone Wars where you're like, hey, let's go to this random planet with these random people and do some random shit. Like, yeah. And that was... Now, this wasn't that because we knew these characters. And on the message, we were talking about this a little bit before the show, but Dagan just brought it up. Rip Orin Free Ta, who got fucking shot in the head by Crosshair. There's again, if he's dead, another example of Dave Filoni saying fuck canon, because there is a book that takes place after this that is about, it's called Lords of the Sith. It's about Vader and Palpatine getting shot down on Ryloth, and they just slaughter fucking everybody in their path to escape Ryloth. But in that, Orin Free Ta is still alive. And it clearly has to take place after this because that book also has, I believe it has Cham Syndulla's death scene in it. I think he dies in it.
Oh, shit.
He might not, because was he in Rebels?
That blue senator, though, I'm pretty sure Palpatine
definitely
kills him in the book.
He definitely does. There's a scene in that book where Vader's like, where they're like, they're like, we can't get to the enemy ship. And Vader's like, I got it. And he jumps out of the ship and flies through space. Like he doesn't fly, but he floats through space.
So it's kind of like what happened with friggin' Princess Leia. Oh my god!
Just bit.
Just thinking about that scene really pissed me off.
It's so fucking cool. He pulls his lightsaber out and he zooms through space to the other ship, and he fucking kills all of them.
Hold on, Sean.
Yeah, what's up?
Let's listen. Let's dissect this here. Let's listen to two statements that you've made tonight.
Yeah.
Well,
I know.
Rogue One sucks, and that Vader scene was terrible. And then this one is that it was really fucking cool when Vader is flying through space with his lightsaber. Dude, you're weird, man.
Here's the distinction I will make. First of all, you're absolutely correct. But also, I think the difference is that Rogue One was not a movie about Darth Vader. Whereas this book was literally all about Darth Vader and his relationship with Palpatine. And the kind of whole thing.
Wait, hold on. What? No, hold on. You're saying that Rogue One was about Darth Vader?
No, he's saying it wasn't.
Rogue One wasn't.
It wasn't.
Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah, so what I'm saying, it wasn't about Darth Vader, so that scene feels out of place in it. Where
no, it doesn't. Because the New Hope takes up literally within minutes of that. It makes perfect sense.
But I still think it feels excessive at the end of the movie. I feel like it's like
they did it to tie in the movie to make it fit better with the storyline, and I am all for it.
Problem.
The Last Jedi.
Hold on. I don't have a problem with Vader. I love The Last Jedi.
That's all that needs to be said.
No. Before, hang on. Let me explain myself at least, okay? So, I don't have a problem with Vader being in Rogue One. I just think that scene is excessive. And that scene feels like somebody went, man, people really would love to see this. And so they shot it and put it on the movie.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, that scene was
originally. He's chasing them, and him mowing them down is just like, then think about it. Then the stormtroopers bust in at the beginning of New Hope, and they come. It's just a continuation. He finally made his way to
feels excessive.
It's perfect sense, dude. Who else would you send in that situation to retrieve that?
I don't think you need that
Darth
scene.
Vader.
I don't think you need that scene.
Well, I will say though, I mean, they had so many issues with filming that movie too, which I don't know why, because Gareth Edwards did an amazing job, and that movie is so good. But I'm telling, I mean, I don't know for a fact, but I just feel like that scene was definitely filmed after everything else, and they were just like, let's add this in there because it will be epic and we'll tie everything together.
I'm an insane person. I am an insane person.
Yeah.
I just look. I found that scene to be excessive and kind of over the board on fan service, like I felt. And I feel like it shifts the focus. Right? Where all of a sudden, hey, and you know what? Star Wars is so expansive.
What the story was over. Our heroes died, they accomplished the mission, and that
would have been a great ending.
Can
you imagine if the movie ends on them hugging on the beach and then just fucking cut the credits?
I would have been fine with that too.
I cried in that scene, and then I like stood up for excitement when I saw Darth Vader though, with that red light.
You know what the great thing about Star Wars is that it has been touched by so many different people, and so many different people have put their imprints on it, and they have done stuff that they think is cool, and there is so much Star Wars for different people.
Yeah,
that's what I really, because like Wade and I love Star Wars, I would believe an equal amount, and still we have very different things that we love about Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I think that there is very little else in the world that is like that, where you can have people who have such similar passions for something, but for completely different reasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
well, that's why I love like this like fandom though too, because and I feel like that's what Star Wars is starting to do though, is giving more for everyone kind of. I think they need to do that more.
Yeah.
But I think they're definitely doing that with oh my god, what was that thing you sent us the other day? What was that called?
Visions.
Visions. I think that is a perfect example, and I think that looks so beautiful, and I can't wait to watch that. But like right there, I think that's giving people that maybe miss the just something different, and I think that's what Star Wars needs to kind of do, is give more different things so people can find what they like or what they don't like, kind of in a sense. But I'm all for it. I like it all.
And at the end of the day, I mean, we criticize and we complain about this series so much because we love it so much. People go overboard a little bit sometimes, and by overboard a little bit, I mean overboard a lot. The Star Wars fandom is insane.
We all think we could write our own film and it would be better. But then, trust me, I've tried to, and I'm like, I don't know, page 1. Blank. It's all in my head. Doesn't say that. Like,
but like, because like this is the fucking perfect example, I think, and that's why I love doing this show so much, and I love doing any show about Star Wars with Wade, because we fucking have such different opinions. And you, Paige, but Wade and I have been doing it.
Yeah,
a little bit longer. You know, we started on Mandalorian season 1. And that shit was good. Yes. But I will like what you guys are saying about the Rogue One scene. It does connect perfectly. It's great. I have other issues with that movie, and I feel like that scene as well feels like a step too far to me.
That's cool.
Personally. But the movie made a lot of fucking money, and a lot of people really like that scene. So I'm glad that it exists for those people.
Oh yeah. Great way to look at it, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
I will say though, I think we all agree that we liked this episode a lot though today.
This episode was so good. I think Dean did not like it.
I don't know where he's either.
He said I'm not coming. I'm pissed off.
He fell asleep.
Dean hasn't watched Rebels, I think. So I'm sure for him this, and I don't think he's watched Clone Wars either. So I'm sure for him,
what the fuck is this?
I'm sure this episode doesn't fucking mean anything.
Well, that's what made me. Okay, that's why I'm so grateful I watched Rebels, because Rebels is like that one show that does have characters that aren't like the Skywalkers, kind of in a sense. So I'm just so grateful that I actually watched all of that to now when watching The Mandalorian in this, I'm like, I know that person. I know that person. Yeah. When again, like with Clone Wars, I pretty much knew all those people besides Ahsoka, but I got to meet Ahsoka, and at least in Rebels. So like, it just makes me feel good that like watching that I'm getting all of this like tie-ins and stuff. Because I don't know, for a fan like me, being able to be like, yes, I knew who that person. Like, it pays off, I think.
I agree. That's why I love the MCU. That's why I love what they're doing with the High Republic, because it's all tying together and shit. And characters are jumping from one book to the other. I just think sometimes that they lose focus when they bring these other characters in, and it turns into somebody else's show or movie or whatever.
I know what you mean by that, definitely.
But I agree that I love. That's like the kind of fan that I am. I like really big stories with lots of different storylines that weave together, and you're like, I know this, and I like. So I agree with you 100% there.
Filoni's great at doing that too, man.
He is. He's really good at doing that with his own stuff.
True.
He's really good, which again, very much the George Lucas thing. But so it sounds like maybe we're gonna diverge a little bit more from the book going forward. We'll see. You know, honestly, it's not the best Star Wars book ever written, so if it does, it's not a huge loss. It's okay. It was the book that came out like right when they were starting to do the new canon, so they didn't really have their feet yet. Very true.
I know. Run me some ice, dude, and I got you, dude.
Can you do the show live from some ice?
Oh my god, I should. I'm gonna do that. Okay. I'm gonna try to do that then next Friday. Then I'll see if I can make it happen. Renting ice is a pretty penny, and when I rented ice like last week, it was so funny because I was like, I used to coach here, and like I know the guy that runs the whole league and stuff. I was like, can I get a discount? And they were like, who are you? I was like, you fucking dicks. I was like, you guys are dicks. I coached you for 3 fucking years. Like, but it's like under new management, so I was like, if it was the person I knew that worked there that run the league, I would have been good. But nope, that's the game plan. I'm gonna try to do that with my next match too. If I like, maybe if I'm in the then again, that would probably be like shitting breaks the whole time. But I'm gonna try to do that. If I'm in the singles tournament, I'm gonna try to see if I can rent ice and like maybe I'll like spell out my answer like with like a hockey stop or something. Like
that would be cool as hell. Yeah. This is more a question for Sean.
Do I think Acolyte will feature Plagueis? I think it's possible. I think it's kind of unlikely. I think we're probably gonna get a female protagonist. So that's a good word. Protagonist does not have to be a good guy.
It doesn't.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna get a female protagonist in that show. I kind of don't want it to be Plagueis. I really like that what we have of Plagueis is very vague, and it's just Palpatine's story of him. He's just like, have you ever heard the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise? And he gives like this thing that you're not sure how much of it is true and how much of it isn't. And I think that's really cool.
It's like Jaws not popping out, or like not seeing Jaws until he pops out at the end.
Yeah. So I kind of like not knowing that much about Plagueis, and I hope the Acolyte's not about it. My personal theory for the Acolyte is that I think it's going to be about the first Sith back. Like, I think it's going to be about Plagueis's master or Plagueis's master. I think it's going to be about the person that restarts the line of Sith that will eventually lead to Plagueis and Palpatine. That's my theory.
Oh, yeah.
So when do you think it's going to, like, so you think it's going to take place before, like, Palpatine?
We know it takes place at the end of the High Republic era.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I don't know why I was like, because that was like the one show that I really didn't know much about.
Yeah, they've said very little about it.
Yeah.
All they've said is it takes place at the end of the High Republic era. And in the High Republic era, with everything we're reading, there's some shit going on that might relate to the Sith. It's not super clear yet, but it sounds like one of the characters might be discovering Sith stuff and maybe kind of being on the road to bringing the Sith back. So I think it might relate into that somehow.
That's honestly what I thought it was, kind of like the rising of the Sith, kind of.
I don't think it'll be directly connected into the High Republic, though, because they've said it's take place at the end of the High Republic era, and I don't think they're going to tie it in super closely to this already very complicated web of books and comics and audio dramas and manga. Like, the High Republic is crazy, and they're doing so many different
Well, they
things.
haven't done, like, I want them to do, like, a movie or, like, a show about, like, the beginning of the Jedi.
Me too. I'd love that. There was a great... In Legends, there was a great comic, and there was also a book called The Dawn of the Jedi, and I believe it was about the Jedi, Jee apostrophe Dai, which were the people before the Sith. Like, because in Legends, the whole thing was that the Sith started as Jedi, and then they split off, and they went and found the actual species called the Sith and subjugated them and, like, took over their culture. Anyways, it's very complicated in Legends. But the Sith started as members of the Jedi, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, in Legends. None of this matters anymore.
It's the French Jedi.
The Jedi. None of this fucking matters because Legends isn't canon anymore. But if they do something similar than that, it'd be really cool because that fucking book is really good and the shit they get into is super cool. How long does it separate us from the current era with the Skywalker that we have been seeing for decades? How far in the past is the High Republic? The High Republic is 300 years before the Phantom Menace. So I'm guessing the end of the High Republic will be maybe around 100 years before or something like that.
So, so we will not see Skywalker.
No, there's going to be none of those Skywalker fucks in my Acolyte show. None of those assholes are going to show up and ruin my show. I'm sure the Sith is going to be sitting in one of the, actually, no, this would be really fucking cool. And I'd really love this. I want a scene where a Sith is meditating and they see a vision where they're like, see you, Dagan. Where they like see a vision of Anakin coming in the future. That'd be really fucking cool. If they see like the fruits of their labor of restarting the Sith and they see a vision of Anakin and shit. Yoda is in the High Republic. So he would be around in that time period.
Yes, the dude's like 900. He is 900 years old. He will be there.
Yoda is doing some cool shit in the High Republic right now.
Fuck Yoda.
Well, okay, time out. I mean, we're not even talking about the show, which I'm sorry. No, but I was just gonna say, like, all right, so to see like a badass young Yoda, he's got to be like 200, right? Because like Baby Yoda is 50 years old and he doesn't even talk.
Yeah.
But then again, it's probably because he wasn't around like the English.
Yoda's still pretty badass at 600. Yoda in the
dude, I want to see him at like 200 or 300.
It'd
like
be really cool.
Maybe he has like a little mohawk or something, like a white mohawk. Like that would be sick.
Fucking Gremlins crossover here.
I know. I'm sorry. That's what made me think of it. Sorry.
I don't care.
And I saw Grogu behind me staring at us. So.
And he's super respected already in the High Republic. So like. At 600, people are like, he's one of the greatest Jedi to have ever lived at that point.
You guys think we'll see Yoda in their show at all?
Yes, I do. Because I think whatever, wait, I'm sorry, this show, like Bad Batch, or in the Acolyte?
Mm-hmm.
Bad Batch?
Bad Batch, yeah.
Oh, no, not in this. There's no way.
I'm curious if we are going to see any more Jedi. No, probably not.
I doubt it.
I would like to. I mean, I just really like Jedis, but
yeah,
I like.
Ahsoka, I'm sure Ahsoka's gonna show up at some point. I am fucking positive.
But she's not
bet
Jedi,
you that you're right. She's not a Jedi unless you watch The Mandalorian. Then apparently she is. But you
don't have to be a Jedi to have a lightsaber, though, right? No, she just was.
No, but she calls herself a Jedi in The Mandalorian.
Oh, you're right. She does.
Yeah, that was Wade and I talked about that a little bit back when season 2 of Mandalorian was airing.
Well, she was a Jedi. She just wasn't like a master, though. She didn't complete her training.
One of my favorite scenes in all of Star Wars is in Rebels, and it's the scene where Ahsoka confronts Vader, and she goes, she's like, "I will avenge my master." And he goes, "Vengeance is not the way of a Jedi." And she goes, "I am no Jedi."
That is true. I do remember that episode. Yeah.
Right. Her whole story arc is about her being like, the Jedi are fucked up. Like, this system does not work. Like, I've seen so many people lost to the system, right? So to have her show up, and I think there is an excuse that can be made that the idea is that she's just saying she's a Jedi for simplicity's sake. Because this dude's a Mandalorian who's showing up, and it's probably not going to be super easy to explain the politics of Force users to him. You know?
Yeah, that is true. So I have these cool lightsabers, but yeah, like.
But I think that the dogma of the Jedi is actually really harmful to the people that it ensnares. Like, can you imagine? I would have loved it, but can you imagine Din Djarin just sitting there being like, "I've got this little green kid that I'd like you to train," and she's like, "The dogma of the Jedi is really problematic in the current day." I think it'd be really funny.
I was left on the cutting room floor. Maybe we'll get that one day.
They shot it.
Yeah,
though.
definitely.
Does anyone have any final words on this episode of Bad Batch?
I feel like we really didn't talk too much about it, but do you guys think we'll see more Hera?
Oh yeah, I think next episode's another Hera episode.
Yeah.
Yes. Dude, do you guys think she's gonna like go with the Bad Batch? Because her parents just got like, her mom was like, Chopper, take her away. And then maybe somehow Chopper, he wasn't there with her when, I think she's definitely going to be in it. I think she's hanging out with the Bad Batch. It's happening. They're going to teach her how to fly. Yep, it's all going down.
I would not be against it. I think it will work okay. The only thing I would worry about is as we go on with Hera's backstory, there is a book about when Hera first met Kanan. And I think that book is incredible. And as long as they don't fuck that book up, I'm good. Like, you can mess with Lords of the Sith all you want. That book kind of sucks. So, if you want to retcon some stuff with that, that's cool. Don't mess with A New Dawn, okay? The original meeting of Hera and Kanan is excellent. That book is
I didn't even think about that. Like, maybe, I don't know what happens in that book, but I forgot, like, he was in the first episode and we have not seen him since.
Yeah. That book is way later. It's much closer to Rebels. It's like they meet like it's really good. He's like pretending not to be a Jedi for most of it. And then finally they get in a situation where they're in a lot of trouble and he pulls out a lightsaber and she's like, "What?" It's really good.
Oh yeah.
It's really good.
Yep, we're definitely going to see more of her. I can't wait. I love Chopper. So I am excited. I'm loving that they're tying so much stuff together.
Oh yeah, me too. It was fun. My final words before we wrap it up is that I don't care what anyone says. The name of the fucking ship is Slave One, so fucking get over it. That was so fucking stupid. That one day of fucking idiocracy. Morons. But anyway, Sean, until next week, where can people find you at?
There at Sean_AFK. Everything that I do is in my Twitter bio.
Hell yeah. And Paige Frabetti, the Boston Badass, where can people find you at?
Yeah, you guys can check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Front Page News 9. Also, I run my own movie blog titled Feature Flicks Without the C, and on Instagram. And July 21st, guys, I'm coming for vengeance. I am vengeance. I am going to make my magic happen because I want my first W. I'm not going 0-2 this season, so stay tuned, guys.
Yep, and speaking of that, her match is on the 21st. On that following Saturday, the 24th, she will be our guest on Speaking of Schmodown. So that'll be a good time. Yeah, and as for me, you can follow me at Twitter if you'd like it, JWade1134, letter J, WADE1134, and also at the Jcast Network. We got a bunch of other shit going on too. Got Speaking of Schmodown tomorrow, so it'll be a good time. Everyone, have a great and safe night, and thanks for hanging out with us. You want to hear something funny? The mic wasn't on that whole time.
No way.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, wow.
So smooth.